Restore is your one-stop shop for all of your modern-day wellness and recovery needs. We believe in a multi-solution approach to wellness. That's why we offer different modalities such as IV drip therapy, NAD therapy, cryotherapy, red light therapy, hyperbaric oxygen therapy, and numerous others. Our services help our customers enhance athletic performance, boost mental and physical health, as well as aid in recovery at an affordable price. Whether you are an extreme athlete or just somebody who wants to feel better, we provide wellness services to help you meet your health goals. We make the world's most cutting-edge wellness services available at 225 locations nationwide. Taking charge of your health and wellness has never been simpler or more convenient.
Hello, Nashville. We are here. We are back in the Game Day Podcast studio with another episode of the NFM Podcast.
What up?
Yeah. There we go. We have the, what would you call that voice? Drew always makes fun of me for having a different personality every time we do an intro. Yeah, I wouldn't say that's the wah, 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 but we can get a lot louder than that.
Trademark worked out.
Dylan, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
Feeling great?
Yeah, a little warm in this chair, but we're making do.
I mean, we've definitely upgraded.
Comfy.
I don't know if you've seen, like, in the past, we've been sitting at a table.
This is an upgrade,
way
for
better.
sure.
I love this. This is more aligned with me. Luxury. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Kind of. We're here with our friend Mitch from PRVN, and I'm so excited to get into talking about you and that and anything that you want to talk about regarding those things, fitness, community, all of that. Yeah. But we like to open our episodes with a little icebreaker. I'm not sure if you've heard of it.
Let's go for it.
It's called The Basket of Debate. Our title sponsor today is Defiance Fuel. I need to mention that because Defiance Fuel is amazing and you got to stay hydrated, but this
Quenches
is premium.
Your thirst, cools you off on a hot summer day.
You can find this literally everywhere in Nashville too. You can't find this everywhere like in the world, but you should because it's premium structured water.
I'm ready to talk now.
It's next level water, right? So, but the Basket of Debate is brought to you today by Restore Hyper Wellness. So thank you to our friends at Restore. There's a ghost in here. All right. I'm going to have you pick one of these. And essentially what we're going to do is we're going to read it and we're going to either debate or all agree because sometimes that happens. But we'll each have an opinion. Let me make sure we haven't done.
You want me to hand you one?
Sure.
Okay. Dylan, go first.
Is it necessary to have a workout buddy?
Necessary? Absolutely not.
I don't think it's necessary. I think it can be good to have a training partner, somebody to keep you accountable, both in and out of the gym.
Sure.
Yeah,
As in,
I agree.
Where were you today, or why didn't you push hard today? I think that's why people like group fitness. It's a whole room full of workout buddies. But yeah, I think I don't think it's necessary. I think it can definitely be beneficial. For me, a lot of times working out is my time. But no, I love working out with people and learn something, try something new. I think that's the
I'm with you.
Yeah, variety.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think it just depends on the day. But like if somebody was like, hey, I've actually had that happen to me multiple times where like a friend or someone is like, can I hop in on your workout and I'll be doing my own thing? And yeah, sure. But as far as necessary, no. If you're relying on that, then you should probably, think about that a little bit.
For people who are beginning to, it can be super beneficial.
Right. Yes, absolutely.
Learn the ropes and
for each other.
Get that habit. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's good to go through shared suffering at first.
I have the good way to put it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Shared suffering.
Absolutely.
That'll bond you. They become BFFs real quick.
It certainly will, yeah.
Especially if you can tolerate it. Some people don't work well together. Like, there are, like, have you ever seen, like, on Instagram, like power couples that are in the gym, like, doing pull-ups together and shit?
Yeah.
There's those people, and then there's the couples that cannot work out together, which is a lot of couples. And that's normal. It's okay. But Yeah, sometimes you don't need that workout buddy.
I have a buddy that we work out with together, or we work together sometimes, and we'll just trash talk and just rag on each other the entire time.
I love that.
It's perfect.
But that's what you want.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That sounds fun, actually. Okay. Mitch, do you want to go next?
Yeah. Mine is, should gym etiquette be taught in schools?
Ooh.
So, I mean, I don't know about gym etiquette, but definitely just general manners should be.
Yep.
I think some people could use some help with that.
Say it again for the people in the back.
So,
Yeah.
maybe not. I mean, I guess gym etiquette would probably depend on the type of gym that you're in.
Totally.
Right? Like you in like a gym that is more of like locally owned, or you're in a 24-hour fitness, or like an LA Fitness or a local CrossFit gym or whatever it is. But yeah, be nice to people. Don't be mean.
Yeah.
Learn that in school for
Can
sure.
I take my shirt off?
Well,
Can
and
I
that
use
comes to
chalk?
like you could think about etiquette in terms of like re-rack your weights, and there might be someone in the gym who, we all roll our eyes because like we all hate
Put
when
your
people don't.
things away.
Right, but like reading the room, which we've talked about before, it's like, what if it's somebody who looks lost and has no idea what they're doing? Maybe they're intimidated to be there. Maybe it's like one of the first times they've ever stepped into the gym. And they're just trying to be brave and do something there, and they forget to re-rack their weights. I'm not gonna go up to that person and be like, I'm just gonna put it back.
No.
Right. Like they will learn eventually, and it's kind of like along the lines of like in my career as a coach, I have like seen people do things incorrectly before, like exercises or things that I think are like, that could hurt your back one day. But people who have like been on my case about something for what they think I'm doing wrong, it's never made me go, oh, well, let me go seek out your advice later in the future because you were such a dick about it, like I don't want to go to that person again because you made me feel really bad about myself when you could have been a lot nicer about it. Approach matters. But like typically the best advice I got from a mentor when I was first starting as a coach was, you'll see people doing wrong all over the place. Let them figure it out. They will learn. Just like you will learn how to fix your own mistakes. They will learn. They don't need you. You're not like the end-all, be-all, know-it-all person of fitness. And you don't want to be.
Let your credibility grow naturally as well. Because, I mean, as a coach, as you develop and you learn, people will come to you and ask you.
Yeah.
Is this how I do this?
Is this right?
So.
Yeah, you don't need to seek that out,
What do you think is the number one rule of gym etiquette, or what's the number one?
If there was going to be one that I would teach, it'd be say hi to new people.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah.
That's
make them
big.
feel welcome.
Yeah.
Because just hi makes a huge difference in like, I don't know if I should be here, and then you hear a
It's
hi.
like you walk in
like,
and then no one says anything.
Yeah.
And you just feel kind of awkward.
Yeah.
But if like the moment you walk in, people are like, hey, how can I help you? You're new. Welcome in.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I love
Just makes
that.
everything easier for them.
That's big.
I think I would agree in the sense of like, just be like courteous and kind, you know, and like focus on yourself, but like, be welcoming in your presence. You don't have to say anything if you're not like a people person and you're there to get your own workout in. Cool. You don't have to have a conversation at all, but at least don't be that like weird, like people are just like, I'm too hard for everyone. And it's like, okay, bro. Like,
bro, I'm doing lat raises this year.
yeah, just like, I don't know. I think the world would be a better place if gyms were more welcoming all around, just in our presence, our energy, you know?
Absolutely.
Anyway, last one here is it better to work out fasted or after eating? I hate this question because I know what Jarrell would say, or he would at least argue a lot of sides of it. I want to know what you guys think.
Depends on how soon you eat.
Yeah, I think it depends on, like, when am I training? If it's at 5 a.m., I'm not eating any food.
Yeah, for sure.
If it's at noon, I've probably eaten breakfast.
Yeah.
I
typically like to eat. I've eaten like full meals like literally 5 minutes before working out. It depends on the workout.
It definitely does.
And it depends on what you ate.
Bodybuilding stuff, then I can have a sandwich in hand. But
I've had like Chipotle and then boom, go power lift something. But I'm not about to do a HIIT session or anything after some Chipotle. But
not unless I want to see the food again.
Yeah, I don't think, like, to my knowledge, intentionally, I don't do fasted anything. I just I'm not
gonna
up
quote
at
the
5
research,
a.m.
but I'm pretty sure I've read that they haven't really found conclusive evidence that like fasted cardio is even
I think it's just another
worth
word
it.
for eating disorder, but that could get into a really deep rabbit hole that we don't need to get into.
Should I do intermittent fasting? Like, does it work for you? Then yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Do you feel better being fasted when you work out? Then yeah, you should do that.
I don't know enough about it to be really honest with you.
Yeah.
The intermittent fasting and fasted cardio, I've heard about it, and I know some people like have sworn by it, but I think there are other methods. I think there's lots of ways to accomplish goals that aren't that I don't want to even say structured. It kind of reminds me of like strict bodybuilding routine kind of stuff, you know?
Right.
But again, I don't know enough about it, so.
Yeah. Whatever helps you be consistent.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Whatever makes you happy.
Yeah. That too. That's
Yeah.
Defining a new era in men's health. No shortcuts, just results. Get stronger and healthier by putting your health back in order at Game Day Men's Health. We offer services like testosterone replacement therapy, peptide therapy, ED, medical weight loss, and vitamin therapy. In spaces designed for men. Privacy, comfort, flat screen TVs, and zero fluff. Our in-house lab nails down your testosterone levels in 15 minutes. Get in, get treated, and get back to your passion and purpose. Call 615-420-2700 to set up your free testosterone test and consultation. Mention Nashville Fit for 10% discount off your first service. Start living your best life. Game Day Men's Health, Green Hills.
So, Mitch, thank you for participating in our basket of debate here. We do have another segment later, which we'll get into, called Stretch Your Intellect. But I do want to give you the floor as far as, you. So tell us a little bit about you. Start from, like, the beginning.
The beginning.
When were you born? What time? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm a Leo. So I started coaching CrossFit about 13 years ago. Grew up in New Jersey. Coached then for a while in Florida, and then after Florida, moved here about a year ago. And then,
welcome.
Yes, it's great to be here. Just hit my
You're kind of killing it.
1 year living in Nashville anniversary.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Moved here for my wife's work. She works for a company called Warby Parker.
Okay, yeah.
And then
Glasses?
Yeah, oh, they're
Awesome.
great.
Yeah, I've heard
unbelievable.
great things about that company.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
I could do a whole talk on just Warby Parker. I don't even work there.
I love it.
But yeah, so been coaching CrossFit for that long. 11 years. Been doing CrossFit for 13 years. And then now I'm the GM at PRVN HQ here in Nashville.
That's awesome. Right on. So tell us a little bit about PRVN. Like, how's that going? It's brand new.
Yeah, we're almost, I think we're maybe a week away from being 4 months old.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
we're
exciting.
pretty close. Yeah, 4 months old almost.
Heck yeah.
The business has been around for longer.
Okay.
It's owned by Tia Toomey and her husband Shane Orr.
Okay.
So for those like outside the CrossFit space, she's won the CrossFit Games 6 times.
She's kind of a rock star.
Yeah, she's awesome. And then we have other professional athletes through PRVN that work at the gym or train at the gym. But yeah, it's kind of like a mixture of Shane and Tia really wanted a kind of two things. One, a place where the professional athletes could have a space that would suit their needs, along with also a space that, when appropriate, they could have privacy throughout the year as it got more like competitive and further into their season. But they also wanted a place where they could have like a home and a community, because they know that is like the foundation of what makes CrossFit so great, and a lot of what makes any type of fitness great is that community aspect. So they really wanted to have kind of like a home base for that, and that was PRVN HQ.
Right on. So what brought it to Nashville? Is there like a high demand of CrossFit?
If I remember correctly, I think she was training in like Cookville, which is where Rich Frowning's gym is at. And so she'd been over here doing either some type of like training just to kind of like be around other competitive people. I'm not really sure entirely like what brought her over, but just like spending a lot of time training here. And then I think, maybe just wanted to be near like a metropolitan vibe, like with the city, because Cookville is rather small. And so ended up training in Nashville for a little bit, and then it was just like, all right, well, let's open up a gym here.
I feel like that's been the path of numerous high-level competitors in recent years. I don't know if that was like they kind of followed her or all took the Cookville to Nashville route, but I feel like I see them all the time now. Yeah. Or, on Instagram, they're at the coffee shop.
They'll be at the expo.
Like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think Sydney will be there.
Yeah. Yeah, she will. Yeah, that's... So, when it comes to CrossFit, I am very outside of the CrossFit world. Do people, like, as far as your demographic clientele with Proven, there's CrossFit gyms around Nashville, the CrossFit Forte, CrossFit East, CrossFit West, like there's plenty of like CrossFit that we hear about. A, what makes Proven different, because it's not called CrossFit Proven, it's called Proven. And B, is it only CrossFit? Like, do you offer other things? Like, what would you like tell someone like me who's like, okay, like I'm interested, like I'm always interested in checking out all kinds of gyms, because I just like to learn, and I like to, you know, network with people who are like-minded. And by like-minded, I mean you like fitness. I don't give a shit, excuse my language, I don't care what kind of fitness. If you're moving and you enjoy moving and you enjoy motivating others or being motivated, it's my jam. So what would you tell somebody like me who's far removed from CrossFit about Proven that would make me go, oh, I have to come check this out?
Yeah. So I think as far as like what makes gyms different, it always comes down to, at least initially, to capture someone that is new to the community and maybe doesn't know as much. You have to be able to like communicate clearly like what your community is like, and probably have some type of unique selling point. So for Proven, one of the great benefits that we have is because we are larger in the CrossFit space. Even if people don't know CrossFit, they've probably heard of like Tia's name. They've probably maybe heard of the CrossFit Games, even if they don't really know what it is. And then if you just like Google it, like as far as CrossFit goes, you're probably going to see Tia or somebody else, and then it's like, oh, well, her gym's in the area. So we know that is beneficial, that people know our brand and like who we are and who the owners are. And so that's kind of like our initial unique point that might initially drive interest. But I think what makes us like truly unique and different as well is once people are kind of interested in joining the gym or trying us out or like learning more, it's our coaching style is very high level, but it's also collaborative. So myself and JT are both level 3s, and there's 4 levels in CrossFit. And then Amy, another one of our coaches on staff, is a level 2, but has the knowledge and deliverability of a level 3. She just hasn't taken the test yet. So she's extremely high quality coach. And so with our coaching being unique and different, the other aspect to that is I like to think we're a very like welcoming gym. And when I say we're collaborative in our coaching style, like when people come into the gym for us, I think initially the scare with CrossFit, or at least what we hear, is I don't want to get hurt, or I don't want to get injured or bulky, and I'm afraid to lift a barbell. And so when we have athletes come in and they're new or they're interested in learning it, I would say you'd get to come into an environment where the coach every day would be asking like how you are, if you're having any like aches, pains, or injuries, or if anything has changed, and they'll remember anything that you told them last time, because we like track it, just so that way we, like, all of the staff knows if anyone's dealing with anything. And then on top of that, it's like not every day is the same. So even if today's workout is supposed to be like an 8 out of 10 intensity, but you like didn't sleep good and you're going through a bunch of stress and you're like really like dealing with something right now, it's okay if today just ends up being like a sweat. You know, and that's like not a big deal, and we'll make sure that the workout suits what you need that day. So it's a mixture of like, we'll meet you where you're at, and then as we learn more about you, then we'll help kind of find the appropriate times to really push the intensity up a little bit.
I'm glad you spoke about that, because I do think a lot of people associate CrossFit with like intensity all the time. And like, I know, because I work with JT at Fit Factory, and JT is a wonderful coach, and he's very compassionate, and he's very like observant to those things, and he's not going to push your body to a point where you're gonna, you know, it's not like drill sergeant-y, like, so being around him and being a little bit more around the CrossFit, you know, community, I have absolutely opened up to like, okay, it's not all gonna hurt you. It's not, there are places and gyms and coaches out there that aren't qualified, and that's any career, that's any, you know, realm of fitness. There's people who do what I do that like are just toting random knowledge at people saying, I know what I'm talking about, who don't, but in the CrossFit world too, you know, and it's just, you know, I think it really shows when you have a coach, if they care about your well-being and they know to go, we're going to dial it back today, and it's okay. You know, it's not the end of the world. We want you to.
A lot of people.
Right.
Like, hey, you don't have to go 100% today. Like
that's okay. You know, and everyone, every gym has their, what do we call them? Like adrenaline junkies, or like just, I'm going to crush myself every day. And you know, then it's just more about helping them learn how to pull back a little bit. But one of the things that we talk about with our coaches is like, you have to remember the way that so like in CrossFit, you go to a weekend seminar to learn the L1, you do another weekend seminar to learn your L2, and then you do a sit down like 3 to 4 hour test in like an exam center for your level 3. And then the level 4 is like you go to a gym and they like assess you in person. But the main point would be, we talk about coaching education has to be black and white, so everyone can like pass, fail, learn it or not learn. But in my opinion, great coaching happens in gray rather than black and white. So,
yes, I agree.
Like when we talked about it as a team, it was okay. Well, how they're teaching it to you at the level 1 seminar is like crisp. It's great. It has all the fundamentals that we need, and we should always go back to it and reread and repractice and re-attend seminars and learn. But it's okay to also get creative and get into the gray a little bit, because similar to how a good cue is one that helps a person move better, like, well, a good coach is someone that makes people healthier over time. Yeah. And it's not going to happen today or tomorrow, but it's going to happen a little bit every day consistently without ever stopping. Because like, I don't want someone to join the gym necessarily if they're only going to be with us for like 30 days, but we like taught it exactly as we learned it, versus like I could be a little bit flexible here and there and figure out like what's worked and what hasn't worked, and be more effective over time than just trying to like deliver what I've been taught and be like a robot. And so I think that our team does that really, really well with anyone that's new, or even with seasoned people, because a lot of times in CrossFit, people that don't get coached are the ones that have been doing it the longest.
Absolutely.
And like just because they move well doesn't mean that they don't need coaching too.
Oh my God, that could be a truer statement. There's a lot of people who move well but don't know how to coach well.
It's easy to focus on the glaring.
Oh
my
your
gosh,
back is rounded on the deadlift is a lot more obvious than, hey, you're like, the way that you're shifting weight in your feet while you squat could be like better. It's good, but it could be better. You know?
Yeah, and it's also understanding who you're talking to too, because some people like are like, cool, I don't care about my squat mechanics. I just care about like losing weight or how I look in a bikini or whatever. You have to respect what people want, you know, and like,
I mean, that's why they're there.
Balance that with what you know they need. Because there's some coaches who are like, no, everything you care about, I don't care about. We're gonna really fine tune your squat mechanics right now and make sure your hip, you're still not doing it right. And that person goes home and they're like, what did I just do? I hated it. You know, like,
I mean, hey, gyms are businesses, and people come because they want results. And obviously the community is really important in that, but the community can only support someone getting no results only for so long. And they're like, I need to find something new, because there's other communities elsewhere that might get me results. And so we don't want to put people in that position where they're like, I'm not making any progress. Should I go somewhere else? Like, I don't even want people to have that type of thought.
So you've been coaching for 13 years.
Yeah, about 11 or 12 for CrossFit. Yeah.
Right on. That's a long time.
Yeah.
How did you get into it?
I started interning at a gym in New Jersey when I was like 17. So I started CrossFit like really early on in about 2011.
Nice.
And so always fascinated with health and exercise science. Was one of the first people to be like, I want to read Kelly Starrett's Becoming a Supple Leopard, like when it first came out. And I was like, this is so cool.
It's a great book.
And so I was like reading that throughout high school and was just really passionate about it. But ultimately, I guess like the kickoff point was my brother was working for a little bit out in California, went to a CrossFit gym out there, came home, was like, you got to try this CrossFit thing. And I was like, okay, sure, let's do it. So we're doing like inverted barbell rows and like hitting a tree, or hitting like a fallen tree with like a sledgehammer in our backyard.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then doing 400-meter runs. And I was like, this is so cool. And then I had like my buddy do like another workout with me, and he threw up in my front yard, and I was like, this is great. I was the good training buddy then. I was like, improving. I was like, bet you won't throw up next time.
You were David Goggins to him.
100%. And like I remember the first time I did Fran, which is 21-15-9 thrusters and pull-ups, and I thought I was going to die, but always being like, wow, this feels amazing. I can't wait to do more of this. And then I was just super fortunate that not only was there a gym nearby me, because there were less then, but also like a really, really good gym called CrossFit One Force. And they had some phenomenal coaches on staff. They were connected with a couple people that were on seminar staff for CrossFit, as well as working up at Reebok HQ. So really early on, I think maybe only 3 years into my coaching career, I got to do like a week-long internship with the CrossFit HQ's, not CrossFit HQ's, Reebok HQ's on-site CrossFit gym when they were in Braintree before they moved it into into Boston. So I got to learn from like right away, literally the best people on the planet when it comes to coaching, and it was super helpful because it was a very clear like, oh, that's what good coaching looks like. And I was getting really direct feedback and lots of questions. And it was like, well, if you don't have the answer, you better figure out the answer. Like that type of stuff. And it was just like, it changed the game forever once I got to see like, oh, that's what it's like to coach really well and like know what you're talking about and how to control a class of like 3 people to 30 people and like everything in between.
That's huge. I feel like a lot of the stigma, at least I've been out of the CrossFit game a little bit, but a lot of the stigma years ago was, yeah, you did your weekend seminar, and now it's like, oh,
which
you get
is more
to
than
tell
most
me.
things. Which
Right, no, absolutely, not to discredit it, but I think a lot of, at least I had some experiences that were like, okay, I'm probably not going to listen to what you're saying, but to be into an environment like that immediately, not only does that set the tone for what right looks like, but it also gives you the tools to be that next great coach for somebody else. So
well, and what you said about being a great coach happens in the gray is so I really agree with that, because that's what I found. And you just have to learn that through experience and through being a sponge in a way. Like, not so much that people are like, everyone telling you something is going to be like, okay, like you have to learn your own values and learn who you are and what you want to be helping people with, but you have to care, you know, like it can't just be like, oh, I know how to work out, I guess I'll go get my certification now, you know, or I love CrossFit, I should just go get certified because someone told me I should, you know, like, yes, but do you want to help people? Because that's a commitment, you know, and there are people who do this full time, like all of us here. It's like, we really want to do that, you know? It's not a part-time thing. It's not a like, oh, like I know how, because like you said, you can move really well. You can look really good. You can work out really well and know exactly what you're doing for your body. Yes. But do you know how to apply this to individuals who are all different people, who all have different needs, who all have different scenarios and obstacles pop up, injuries, things happen. You know, you have to be able to work with that, and you have to want to, and you can tell. Coaches can tell. I know we know when someone's in the room that's like, oh, you don't do this like I do this, or you don't care about this like Dylan cares about this.
Are you still coaching a lot of classes?
I'm a coach on the schedule, so it's myself, JT, and Amy, and then we have like varying degrees, and then but as the gym grows and as our team grows, I'll end up over time coaching less classes.
Gotcha. And you guys only do like the classes there? Do you do any sort of personal training, open gym, remote
we are in the
programming?
process of figuring out how we want to implement personal training into the gym, and then for right now it's just the group classes, and then we have open gym for like a certain membership, which is like they'll have our group class and they'll still get coached at open gym because a coach will be on site to help interact with them if they need, and then we have like a list of other programs that they'll get access to. So we have like our group class programming, but then if I'm an unlimited member, I also get access to all of our, it can be slightly a little bit of a misnomer, but like our competitor work, which is extra weightlifting, extra conditioning sessions, functional bodybuilding, and then extra body weight stuff, which could be like plank work and stabilization stuff and some push-ups, all the way up to like more advanced gymnastics with like muscle ups or, you know, bar pullovers or forward roller supports, all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Right on.
Awesome.
There's a lot to offer.
Oh yeah, lots of stuff going on. We do, I mean, honestly, we do a lot of like events and workshops. We don't really have as many different types of classes, more like events. Like we just had an event with Go Ruck on Saturday.
Okay.
Go Ruck, really? Oh, I love Go Ruck.
It was awesome. Shout out to Go Ruck.
We love Go Ruck.
But yeah, so we did like some of their team was here and they had some rucks and sandbags for us, and so we did like a team of 3 sandbag and ruck workout.
Right on.
So it's like carrying the ruck and sandbag. You're doing ruck pull-ups, sandbag thrusters. It was super fun. We're gonna go hiking this Sunday. Take the rucks with us too.
Nice.
To Radnor Lake and have our members, if they want, like make it like a ruck for the like 5-mile loop that we're gonna go on.
Rucking low key is like, I think it should be the next trend if it's not already.
Yeah.
I got into it and I was,
it's
me
great.
personally.
I was talking about, because I climbed Kilimanjaro recently and I didn't do anything to train for it because I, you know, work out all the time and I just didn't want to overthink it, and I just wanted to go see if I could do it. Ended up doing it, but the one thing I did that I told people who asked, I got a ruck plate from Go Ruck. 30 pounds. It's a heavier one. You don't have to start with that, but I strength train, and I you know, I was just like, why not? If I'm gonna pay for one, I wanna get one.
I want to get a good one.
And I just walked around. I didn't even really train with it. I didn't go on like these like hiking rucks or anything. I went on maybe 1 or 2 walks with it to intentionally like just walk with weight, but otherwise I was just like wherever I took my backpack to work or into Starbucks to do stuff or whatever. That's all I did, and it wildly helped so much because what I carried up the mountain was nothing compared to that.
Not nearly as heavy.
But it's also like, you know, if you can't run or you don't like running, you know, people are like, how can I move my body and how can I make it, you know, inefficient? Because it makes walking inefficient. And in order to like make progress, it's a form of progressive overload. It's inefficiency to walking. And if you ever go to like San Diego, the first time I went there, everybody had dumbbells in their hand, and I'm like, "What is happening? Are they working out? Is this a class?" No, it's just they're just walking around like that because they get it. It's inefficiency. Yeah, just like running would be. You know, like you're exerting more, and so if you are out there listening and you're like, "I have bad knees, I can't run," or "I have a bad back," or don't make too many excuses because running is not a bad thing, and I don't want to knock running. It's actually wonderful, and we are built for that. But if it's not your preference, like it's not mine, rucking is awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, shameless plug for Go Ruck.
Gotta love them. They make some great stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Mitch, I want to get into our Shift Your Intellect segment, and then I want to give you just, you know, a moment to share a couple of last words with our audience. But Shift Your Intellect, this is almost like Basket of Debates, except we don't debate anything. They're just straight #facts, and they can be really interesting. And sometimes you might already know it, maybe not, but I learn something every time. So. Do you want to go first?
You go ahead.
Okay. I geared it up like I was going to go. So here we go. The Eiffel Tower in Paris grows in the summer. What? Is it a plant? The Eiffel Tower in Paris grows in the summer due to the iron expanding in the heat, making it about 6 inches taller. Okay, that's not a big deal, but still.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
That's wild. That's kind of like how doors are in the summertime because the lock gets weird because wow. I didn't know that could do that. Right? Grow about 6 inches.
That'd be awesome.
That's crazy. That is actually really interesting. Good fact, Terry. Nice find.
I got a watermelon is a popular summer fruit consisting of about 92% water, making it a refreshing and hydrating snack.
Oh. See, I knew
summertime,
watermelon was mostly water, but it is cool. That is
delicious. I
pretty
love
cool.
Watermelon.
So if you like watermelon, eat a bunch of it, and you'll be hydrated too.
Yeah,
there you go. Delicious and nutritious.
Yeah. Was that the only one we had? The only ones we had? Those two?
I got two.
You got two?
I got two of them.
Let's go. Let's hear it.
These are like, we do Snapple facts at the gym.
I love this. You get it. Okay.
I got. So, first one is random. Second one's health related.
Let's go.
So, do you know why they call it royal purple, the color?
Wait.
Royal purple, it's a color.
Because of Crown Royale? The purple bags.
They named a color after a whiskey.
That's funny.
I'm sure they know this.
Please don't fact check me on this. These are just things I heard on Instagram. To make the color purple, it was from crushed sea snails, so it was extremely expensive to like dive and gather them before they had like scuba equipment and stuff like that. So only royal families or extremely wealthy people could have the color purple as pigment in their clothing. So
I didn't know that purple was always a color of royalty.
Yep.
That's crazy. That is, if you were to ask me to guess, I would have not come close.
Yeah.
That is wild. How do you know that? That's crazy.
Someone probably told me it once.
What a cool fact to know.
Check you, and they were like, I got the receipts, and I was like, dang.
I hate fact checkers. Like, why do you care that much?
It's like
be entertained.
You go to check someone's fact, and you're like, damn, they're right.
I like it.
I'll fact check you later, but like on my own time. I'm not gonna be like, I'm gonna
right now. And then my second one is because we got barefoot shoes on. So that's right. Shout out. That was like my background or my specialty in personal training was a lot of like barefoot movement. So an arch is strongest in nature when you apply pressure from the top down, where the keystone would be, and it is weakest when you apply pressure from the bottom up. So therefore, arch support makes your arches weak.
Oh, yeah.
Very interesting.
I'm glad you said that because a lot of people do not know that.
No.
And a foot doctor would not tell you that.
No, they'll be like, let me slip you into some custom $800 orthotics.
Yeah.
Actually, I had a client one time that was struggling a lot with knee pain no matter what she did. She thought everything was wrong with her squat, with her lunges, and she avoided those things. And we weren't even working together. She wasn't my client yet.
Yeah.
She was a member at the gym that I worked at, Group Fitness. And she told me, like, I'm not going to do the lunges. I'm going to modify it. Just wanted to let you know. And I'm like, well, how come? Can we talk about it after class? And she's like, yeah, I've had this problem for a while. And so she was telling me about it after the class, and long story short, she said, I started having this knee pain after I used these insoles that my foot doctor gave me. And I'm like, well, there's your problem. And she's like, what do you mean? She's like, well, that's what he gave me to help with it because I had pain before. And I'm like, I guarantee you, if you change, what shoes were you wearing? And she was wearing very high support running shoes, the Hokas and stuff. I know they're comfortable, and I'm not saying you shouldn't walk around in those, but you should maybe train differently in something else. And this is why I also am very big on. I wish I hadn't taken mine off because I actually changed shoes today, but I wear Vivo barefoot.
You're some Nikes right now.
I know, and these are not arch support, and they're not as good for your feet as my Vivos, which I wear pretty much most of the time. I think I went for style today. Not that Vivo isn't stylish, but I popped on my Air Force Ones. Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking, but my point is it's really, stability starts with the feet, and it really helps strengthen everything up the chain. So if you're weakening that it's compensating, right? It's just like having your heels elevated in a squat. Like, it can serve a purpose for a while, but you don't get into that pattern forever because then your ankle mobility is never getting better, and you're always compensating, and you're always, manipulating the movement to be like, oh, it works for me, it makes it easier. Well, that's I'm glad it's easier for you now, but later on. So anyway, told her to take the insoles out, told her to change up her shoes, get something flatter, and she comes back a month later and she's like, I want to train with you. I feel amazing. My knees don't hurt at all. And she walked a lot. Apparently for her job, she had to walk. Yeah. I don't remember exactly what she did, but yeah, she the insoles were the problem.
Yeah,
that was it.
I've always liked those shoes because I have wide feet, so having that
the wide toe
extra toe box has always been a huge plus. Yeah.
Well, and it also reminds me of being a child because I used to run around barefoot all the time, and now it's deemed socially unacceptable or gross or something, and that's just dumb.
Put your toes away.
And I've had clients who are like, I only brought my work shoes and I forgot my tennis shoes. I'm like, just try not to walk around everywhere, but you don't have to wear shoes.
Yes. Take your shoes off.
It's probably, just go barefoot. Just, do they smell not that bad? Okay. Just don't walk everywhere around the gym and you're good. Do not go into the bathroom without shoes. But
that would be gym etiquette.
Yeah, there you go.
Full circle.
Big one. Yeah.
Yeah, but let's before we end, let's end on that. What is, as far as being barefoot, how barefoot can you be in the gym?
We have a rule, socks are fine.
Okay.
Quite a few people work out in socks.
Sure.
Just,
that would make sense to me.
But once the socks come off, it kind of gets weird.
Yeah.
For everybody.
I agree.
I agree. You see the sweaty footprints and stuff.
Yeah. That can happen with socks too.
Yes, true. But I was also a climber, so you get people walking around barefoot at a climbing gym.
Honestly, your immune system will get stronger if you're exposed to more germs, guys.
Drink from the hose, walk around barefoot.
Eat off the floor.
Not the gym floor.
I'm kidding. Yeah, I just feel like it's fine. Just don't be irresponsible about it. I'm gonna go to the bathroom now, and I'm gonna come back and lift, and then do push-ups right where I was just. That's be reasonable. But yeah, any opinions on that?
I definitely think it's good to wear socks, and that's fine. I have toe socks, so it's like I'm having No socks on
the
at all.
Gingies.
That's right. So I just want
they're
those.
the best.
So I would say wear socks, just get toe socks.
They are the best.
And then you can go
can't.
everywhere except the restroom still.
You don't like the Gingies?
Oh no, it bothers me. I had sock
feel so
problems
good,
when I
though.
was a
I will
child.
preach those every
Like the
chance I
seams
get.
on socks used to bother me, and then when I got older, it turned into the toe socks. I'm like, I cannot stand that feeling.
I tell you what's so frustrating though. I feel like every time I go through my laundry, I'm losing socks, and then every time I find one, they're not. They're like right foot, and you can't. And like I hate flipping them inside out. It kills me.
Or a mismatch, yeah. I hate losing socks to the dryer. It's
Yeah, I'm like this is
R.I.P. Yeah. Well, Mitch, we do have to wrap things up, but one thing that you would like to leave with our listeners today,
awful.
like
I
your
would
life
say-
depends on it. No, I'm just
so,
kidding.
Can I share one for coaches and one for
Yes.
athletes? If you're a coach, two of the best things you can do is learn from people outside your practice. And it's always good to, when you're having like an intense conversation with someone, take a pause, because I feel like that happens a lot in the fitness space. Take a pause and be like, I believe this really intensely, and I could be 100% wrong about the topic. So I feel like those are two always good things to keep in mind.
That's a great point.
Learn from others. Know that you could for sure be 100% wrong, even though you have believed it for like a decade. And then what I would say for people that are like getting into fitness or trying stuff out or whatever it is, focus on, don't worry about efficiency. Pick stuff that's effective. It's more effective to probably choose a gym where you have a community because it's more likely that you'll stick with it if you suffer with others. And whatever you're trying to do, pick the most effective thing. If you want to be flexible, don't do like just as much like heavy, tight weightlifting as you possibly can and like bench squat dead, right? Like set your goal, work with someone that can help you find out what's effective, and you'll be good to go.
Man.
Love it.
That was fantastic. Great points to make for both parties there. So, yeah, and good reminders for me too. You know, I'm always, you know, I like to learn, and as a female in the coaching space, it sometimes can get a little bit. It's a little different sometimes because people love to tell females what to do, and how to be and how to coach and what being a good coach is. And sometimes we have to figure that out for ourselves and kind of blind ourselves to the noise because there's a lot of opinions out there. But at the same time, I'm always listening and I'm always taking things in.
Yep.
And I'm always kind of like later on, like, okay, let's take this into consideration, even if it's something I really don't want to hear.
Yeah.
Even if it's something I'm like, no, I don't agree with that. Why is that making me feel a certain
Just
way?
be curious about it.
Curiosity, keyword. So
Absolutely.
good stuff. Well, guys, this has been fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to come
Yeah.
and check out Proven like ASAP because you made it sound so
We are
enticing.
doing the Murph event if you guys want to come for Murph.
Let's go. I
crazy.
will have to
Awesome.
come. Yeah.
yeah. We've got
This
a
episode
whole bunch
may
of stuff.
air after that. So I would say, like, let's talk about that and invite people. But I think this episode might air a little bit after Memorial Day. But I'm hearing it. And
You guys. Cut out.
I have never done the full Murph. I've done, like, part of it. And this year
you know what played
I
out?
really want to do it. I've actually been
We do
kind of
have
training for
25
it.
reps on site.
Let's go. Okay. Well,
Right on.
listeners, thank you so much for listening, because without your ears, this would be pointless. So you guys are awesome, and I hope you're doing well out there. We'll see you guys at the next one, and take care. God bless, and happy
Say hi to people when they come into your gym.
Tuesday.
That's right. Be friendly.